What's your purpose in Port Royal, Mr. Smith? Yeah, and no lies.
All right then. I confess. It is my intention to commandeer one of these ships, pick up a crew and Tortuga, raid, pillage, plunder, and otherwise pilfer my Weasley black guts out.
I said no lies.
I think he's telling the truth.
Then what are we waiting for? Let me out of here!
Ahoy me hearties, and welcome to another episode of Midwest Scumbag. We're currently selling the Justice Archipelago on our way seeking answers for the truth. I'm your captain tonight. You may know me as Skylar, the Unforgiving. And my lieutenant, first in command, Elliot, the also unforgiving. And we're just making our way around this, this beautiful archipelago, trying to find our way to the stars.
Yes, thank you for having us, or for coming aboard our ship, and swabbing the deck when we tell you to, and doing other piratey shit.
Tying knots.
Tying knots. That's a big deal of sailing, isn't it? Is being able to tie knots.
It is. It's a very big deal, because if you tie a knot wrong and the sail comes loose during a thunderstorm, you're fucked. That's it.
I guess that makes sense. I've never really put together why it was important. Like in school, you'd hear about naval stuff, and we had like a unit on it in stagecraft about like tying knots, like stage knots and shit. And I was like, okay, I don't know what that has to do.
Well,
with,
yeah,
like,
if you
being
fuck
on
up
a
there, a
boat.
stage light falls on someone. That thing's super heavy and would kill at that height.
Yeah, like actually crush somebody's skull. And
it would like put, depending on where you're standing, but if it fell right on the top of your head, yeah, it would like just smush your head into your torso. Super brutal, but it would.
Fucking brutal. Yeah, but I guess that's the importance of tying a knot on a stage. But I hadn't really thought about it. I've never been on a sailboat. Let's be truthful here in this Justice Archipelago. Never been on a sailboat. I've been on like boats with like motors, I guess, but I've never been on a real boat. Yeah, I've never been on a boat in the ocean. I'll say that. I've only been on boats in fresh water, and it's kind of lame. Ponds are stupid compared to the ocean.
Yet here we are, drifting away, trying to find our place in the world.
Navigating by the stars and figuring out, navigating the waters of life in that regard, I suppose. I don't know how to do that, but,
well,
whatever.
I mean, the slave labor that we employ helps a lot.
Yeah, it does. It definitely helps,
I mean, someone's got to move those oars, right?
It's certainly not going to be Captain Skylar the Unforgiving, or
Lieutenant Elliot the also unforgiving.
The also unforgiving. That's for the slaves to do. They're the ones who actually row the boat and are actually important.
Ironically enough, we picked them up on Freedom Island.
Not so free anymore.
No.
But we are providing them a life of adventure and something that they wouldn't have seen on Freedom Island. The big open ocean and the wind at their back and the sun.
The Whipmaster's whip at their back. Or at their front.
And their front. And their sides sometimes, if you're depending on where you're standing and where they need to be whipped. Yeah. But yeah.
They've got a good 401k though.
We're good employers. We're good employers. We're not complete corrupt slave masters.
They're not even like technically slaves. I mean, they've got benefits that we have to legally provide.
And they have a good health insurance plan.
They aren't even really slaves. Slaves just the name that we use for them.
It's just their job title. It doesn't really mean anything.
It took a lot of negotiating with their union to get that through, though.
That's like the one concession. Like full health insurance. Like they have really good health insurance. Like straight up socialized health care.
Dental and vision. I don't even have dental and vision.
No.
And I run the company. The Midwest Scumbag Trading Company.
The only problem that I guess is, we're not on land long enough for them to cash in their medical benefits and get like a full physical and get their teeth checked out and stuff. So like, you win some, you lose some, but that's what happens when you sign up to be an oarsman on the boat of
the SS Seeking Answers.
That's right. We're always seeking answers. We're looking for the meaning, the deep meaning behind what this life is actually about and where to find those answers. Right now we're trying to find them amongst the stars, I'm an Aquarius from the astrology perspective.
And one's real, the other's not.
Yeah. One of them is a psychological phenomenon, and the other one is
a mental
actual
illness.
What's your star sign, Skylar?
I'm a Libra.
Oh,
I'm the scales.
Nice. The justice.
Yeah, right. Funny enough, here we are.
Fucking full circle, dude.
Yeah.
And wow. Aquarius is the water bearer. So I just like, the dude or chick who goes down to the river to carry water for the village because we don't have fresh water. It's all infected with parasites and shit.
Parasites that you put in the water in the first place.
That we put in the water, yeah. Like we were, the Aquarians, the ones who were responsible for the shitty water quality to begin with. So they're like, okay, it's all right. We volunteer. We'll go out of our way to get fresh water, guys. Don't worry about it. And they're like, oh, you're so nice. You're such a great help to the community. But really, we're just like paying for our sins without telling anybody.
Aren't we all?
Yeah.
Aren't we all?
Aren't we all?
I mean, astrology, it kind of leans into religion, which is like there is a crux here in what we're seeking, the truth, and religion is a part of it.
Yeah. There's so many religions and philosophical fucking life, moral sets, I guess, that you could live by.
Oh yeah, that was the whole point, was to give people a compass, a moral compass. First it was by fire, but then they realized that didn't work, so they were like, all right, let's make a new one, and we're gonna tell people, just don't kill each other, don't fuck your friend's girlfriend.
There's the main two, I think.
Drink the blood of a dead god. And then eat of his flesh. Just stuff like that.
Yeah. Just normal, everyday kind of things to live by.
Yeah, I mean, people used to dance naked around fucking just weird effigies they'd build in the woods. Can you imagine what kind of life that would be? That would be fucking kind of sick. You're just there with your witch girlfriend, and you both are just naked all the time because fuck wearing clothes. She doesn't mind that you let the beard grow out, and, you know, it obviously gets very long because you have very...
dude, she probably likes it.
Oh, yeah, of course she likes it.
Yeah.
It's mystic.
It's mystic.
The longer your
dirty.
beard, the closer your connection to the spirits.
Mm-hmm.
And probably at some point in time, I mean, there's probably somebody that thought that. But you're just out there chilling with your witch wife and...
Dude, I came across this this thing the other day. I just look at shit on Wikipedia. I think I was looking at... No, I forget what I was looking at. It was some psychological thing, but it was like all the links at the bottom of the page that were offshoots of like modern magic with a K and shit like that. But this one I found is called the Osculum Infame, which according to this Wikipedia, yeah, so it's
Latin. That didn't sound Latin.
It was Latin. Osculum Infame, right? So okay, which is
infirmer. All right, got it.
Yeah, well, it's the kiss of shame is what it is.
Oh.
So there's
that was my
this...
nickname in high school.
I could see it. Yeah.
Anyway,
which
go
makes
on.
a lot of sense when I
does.
explain it. When I explain it, you'll understand because
All right.
what it is,
Please do.
is when people were super down on witchcraft and stuff. I think they had to have made some of this up, but some of this, like, there's some real legitimate shit to it. But it's called the Kiss of Shame, and it's when like a witch or a group of witches, a coven, they greet the devil, or if they summon the devil, they do whatever devil summoning ritual, or if they summon a bunch of demons and they do a demon summoning ritual or whatever. But the way they greet the devil to show like their degradation, their subservience to the devil is that they would kiss him on the asshole.
Sweet.
It would, yeah. So they just get down and be like, "Hey, we summoned you. Thanks for coming to talk to all of us witches. Let's all get in a line." And he would just like bend over, and they would just kiss him.
Yeah,
on
I'm
the
trying
asshole.
to imagine that situation. Like, do they summon him, and he like comes out in this pillar of flame and ash, and he's like, "Behold, ye mortals, for I am, death incarnate." And then like he bends over and like spreads his ass cheeks, like he knows what to do instinctively. Like, but first, before I grant your wishes, and he just bends over and he does the goatsy thing. He even has the little ring on his finger, and they have to kiss that. It's gross.
Yeah, and they just get in a line and then just do it back to back, just kissing him on the asshole, and then like
on the
that's
asshole,
where...
like not even on the butt. Like he would know if you like tried to skirt it. He was
exactly.
like, "Oh, Maribel, you do this every time. The side doesn't count."
You don't kiss the cheek. You kiss right here. Like, I'm not holding my asshole open for you to fucking kiss my fingers. Like, there's a reason that's spread wide. So that's where
I guess it looks like a pair of lips, so that's okay.
But
man,
according to Wikipedia, this is a big part of a witchcraft ritual. So it's good to know. I've always thought I can't. It's hard to find books on witchcraft and shit. Like, I want to read about it. I want to find out about it. I want to know, but nobody's written a proper textbook on it. So like, I guess I'll just never know.
There are some proper textbooks on it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Like what?
Well, I can't remember the name of it now, but it is a book of demons.
Oh.
So, but I think it was written in the 6th. God, I wish I could remember it. I shouldn't have brought it up because I can't remember it.
That's all right. Well, I'll look it up later, maybe. Or if you find out later.
Oh, it's the Lesser Key of Solomon. That's what it is.
Lesser Key
And it's
of
demonology.
Solomon.
I only found this out because the Book of Solomon is in Binding of Isaac.
Oh, okay.
But yes, and the Grimorium Verum. So there are books on the subject. How, I mean, it's like the Bible.
Yeah. I like it. I like the idea of it. So, at least based on this one Wikipedia page that I found that makes me think that it was just kind of some anti-witch propaganda shit that, like, don't be a witch or you gotta kiss the devil on his butthole, like, just scaring people away from it. But it might be true if you think about it, and everybody in your life that identifies as like, oh, I'm a witchy girl,
Yeah, well, have you kissed the devil on his asshole? Can you really call yourself a witch unless you've done that?
You ever eaten the devil's ass, bitch? Well, then you're not really a witch.
Like, he had to be fucking trolling them or something.
Like, yeah, there's no way that you just show up. It's like you're throwing a party at your friend's house and you're like, hey, I invited the local, the news guy, the meteorologist who's in this area. And he shows up and he's like, hey, I'm gracing you with my presence, so everybody has to get down and fucking kiss my asshole because I'm just the best.
I speak
everybody
with Satan
does
so
it.
You don't have to. So you only have to kiss my asshole, not his.
Like, you kiss my asshole and he'll feel it, so it's okay. He doesn't have to show
It counts.
up. It is proxy.
It's like going to church,
ass-eating.
or trying to read the Bible. It counts.
Like,
Big J sees that up there. He sees you drinking his blood and eating his little Wheaties. His Wheaties-flesh.
his Wheaties-flesh. Wheaties, bro. Oh, man. That shit always gave me diarrhea as a kid. So I never really liked Wheaties.
They were supposed to be like, you would eat half the amount of bad cereal you would for each amount of Wheatie.
Oh, really?
Like, I think that was supposed to be the thing. Because, you fill up a bowl of Lucky Charms and it's like, there's a lot of bread in there. There's more bread than charm.
Yeah, it's like all fucking sugar and
But Wheaties are
carbs.
just like all bread, all carb.
Man.
And if you're like, and if you can't stand the regular kind, you get the ones with sugar on them.
Yeah, like I could eat them if I put some sugar on it, but
Yeah.
The breakfast of champions. Most champions didn't put sugar on their Wheaties. They just fucking, became a woman later in life.
Yeah. The real breakfast of champions is coffee and cigarettes.
That's right. That's correct. That's my staple for breakfast is I wake up and take my medication, coffee and cigarette, and I'm good for like 8 to 10 hours of the day. But again, I've tried to get back into fucking like some intermittent fasting stuff because I put on some weight.
Mad.
Yeah, I put on some weight recently, and I don't think it's muscle. It's mostly been like I have money to like buy groceries, and I've been buying snacks and shit, and then like I work second shift, of course. So then I come home from work, and it's like 11:30 midnight when you really shouldn't be eating food, but you can't help yourself. Sometimes you have those cravings. You just want a snack to fill the hole in your heart, and like so I've been snacking a lot. So I put on some extra weight.
What's 1 gallon of ice cream in the grand scheme of things?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But you can't do that every day. If you work 5 days a week, you shouldn't eat a gallon of ice cream every day. It's bad. So I've been trying to get my diet back together, dude, because I feel gross about it.
I've tried all the fad diets, keto, ketogenesis, OMAD, 1 meal a day. intermittent fast, and they all would work if I had a stronger will to continue them out, with them. But I don't. So I've just been trying to do 2,000 calories a day, and I mean that's like one Red Bull and maybe some crackers.
Dude, for real.
So it's basically intermittent fasting.
Yeah. If
you enjoy stuff that tastes good. But if you can enjoy stuff that doesn't taste good. Such a fat person thing to say. But I mean, it's true. It's a sad truth. Is like the bad stuff tastes good.
Yeah,
like
it
candy,
really does.
God, you don't need candy.
God.
You can go your whole life without eating candy. I had a friend back in middle school, and I would stay the night at his house, and his dad was like super... I mean, he was cut. He was super ripped. He had like a garage filled with workout equipment, and he like never ate sugar at all, like ever.
Sort of a Chris Benoit kind of dad, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All
but
right.
one time he ate a Twinkie,
Get
and
the
like
picture.
they thought they had to call the ambulance because he got so sick
from
just eating a Twinkie.
Fuck, from eating a Twinkie, man.
Because it spiked his blood sugar, is what it did.
Oh,
he just wasn't used to that. So his blood sugar got super high, and he got really like delirious and stuff. But it's, you don't need it. You don't need sugar. It's just been forced on us by people that want us to die early. I think.
Yeah.
We're heading into the Conspiracy Outpost right now, folks.
We're taking a break from rowing on the sea to
all hands on deck.
Conspiracy.
We got the war room set up. We're gonna siege on a Conspiracy Outpost.
Man. This is the mandatory weekly meeting where like everybody stop. We have to talk to you about how they force sugar upon us as a society.
They do.
Honestly, dude, there's so much sugar in fucking everything. It's disgusting.
Like go to any
crazy.
store and just pull, look at the nutritional facts because they have to do that legally, but nobody looks at them.
No.
But you look at the calories, look at the carbohydrates, look at the added sugars, because that's like the really bad thing. It'll be like 20 grams of carbohydrates and then like 40 grams of added sugars.
Yeah. Oh my
which are
God,
also
dude.
carbs, but they don't have to call them that.
No. They're like even worse carbs is the thing. All the people that I know that like I've worked with or have just been in my sphere of like daily interaction who have like full sugar Coca-Colas, like the like liter bottles, and they have like 2 a day, and I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, have you looked at the fucking sugar in those? Like,
it doesn't help that Coke is delicious.
It really is, dude. They have that shit locked down. But I try to avoid it. I try to avoid sugar as much as possible. So I'm used to like 0 sugar sodas and things like that at this point.
They've really been
like
trying to push those a lot because a lot of people have been going for it, especially energy drinks. At least in the retail space that I work in, it's like over the past, I would say 4 or 5 years, they've really been pushing sugar-free energy drinks more, whereas it was just like, it'd be like a sugar-free Red Bull or a sugar-free Monster or a Monster Zero.
Yeah.
But now it's like there's 6 or 7 different like brands that are all pushing their sugar-free bullshit that doesn't taste as good as the one that's loaded with sugar. But hey, at least you can feel a little bit better about yourself because you've looked at a nutrition label and was like, oh, that seems healthier, even though it's not.
Yeah.
It
like
still
it's really not.
Triggers those, I don't know what they're called, but like it's still sugar. So it's going to still trigger that response in your... Yeah, the glucose, it's going to trigger that in your body. The real best way to do it is just to drink coffee and smoke cigarettes and water.
Yep.
Smoke
Coffee,
water.
cigarettes, and water. That's that's a healthy man's diet. That's honestly, it's not a bad way to do. Like, if you do what I like intermittent fasting, or if you do like, even if you take like one day of the week and just do like a daylight fast, basically, and just be like, okay, I'm not gonna eat while the sun is up and only have like water or coffee or tea and cigarettes. Like that will get you over the hunger cramps of during the day, and the night comes around and then you can eat a big fat meal and feel disgusting about yourself, but then it's like, well, all the calories in this one meal still wouldn't have been what I would have had if I had, you know, a meal in the morning and in the afternoon, like, sort of, I guess, you know, just some sort of caloric restriction in that sense, but...
I just want to mention we do support body dysmorphia. Scumbag. The podcast experience.
Yeah, if you don't feel comfortable in your body, you need to do something about it.
Have you ever just felt uncomfortable in your own skin? Well, rip it off. Just tear it off. I'm sure that's what they need to do right now. I hope someone who needs to hear that does. Just tear off your skin. That's all.
Just tear, yeah.
It's holding you back.
Get rid of the problem. The skin is like the heaviest organ of the body, so if you really want to shed some weight, fucking just rip your skin off, you know? That's
just rip your fucking skin off right now. Do it.
Bet you won't, pussy. Rip your skin off. Show us the
real you. That's the next Persona game. Your skin is just the weight of your sins. He's like, pull your sin off right now. Just all that's left is like a muscly torso. Even though he was super fat before. And that was the crux of all of his problems. That was, you know, he was always made fun of for being fat. But as soon as he pulled off his skin, he was beautiful.
Fucking dropped 15 pounds off his chest right there. Like, come on. It's just the fastest way to do it. Ugh.
Just
I don't know
right,
how we got
walk.
there. My own body problems is how we got there. I'm still whatever.
Well, this is the body dysmorphia episode.
This is Dude, that reminds me of I really like watching fucking American Dad reruns to fall asleep to, right? I just put that shit on and just whatever. But there's this one episode from a few years back where like Stan gets like anorexia, and you know, he just thinks he's this big fat guy, and he like, I don't know, imagines this like this physical trainer dude who's like helping him work out, and he's like working out all the time, and he looks like he's in great shape and stuff. And then like at one point later on in the episode, everybody's like, dude, Stan, what are you doing? Like, you look terrible. And he's like, what? And he looks in a mirror, and like he gets a glimpse of his real body, not like what he thinks it is, and he's like a fucking like skeleton looking dude, and just looks just absolutely awful. Like, it's real bad. And it shook me to the core when I watched that episode. I was like, oh shit, is that what like having anorexia is like? That, you know, you actually look super terrible, but you don't see yourself as looking really, really bad, you know?
That was the whole point of Black Swan.
Oh, I never watched Black Swan.
Oh, really?
Really? Yeah.
That's like one of those movies that was super popular at the time that I watched as it was super popular and at the height of its popularity. Yeah, that was like the whole point. Is like she like to herself in the mirror she looked fine, but like there would be cuts where it would show her and you could see the cracks. She just did not look good. Very super anorexic. Oof. But that is, I have a friend who has struggled with that. Kind of thing, that like she sees herself as fatter than she is, even though she weighs super little. Mm-hmm. But it's it's a mental illness.
Yeah. We probably shouldn't make jokes about it. I know I make jokes about my body dysmorphia, but I really probably don't have body dysmorphia like in a real sense like that. It's just rough, dude.
It is really
I'm sorry
rough.
to bring the show down on that.
No, it's okay. We're on conspiracy. Conspiracy. God damn it. It's the Conspiracy Outpost, which is a bandit outpost. It's not a good thing. But body dysmorphia is a conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy?
It is. Because if you feel bad about yourself, how are you going to focus on anything else? Like, at the most, you're going to try and make sure everything's okay on the outside, but on the inside, you're super fat, but you are really just super skinny.
Yeah.
And then Big Sugar. We were talking about Big Sugar.
Yep, Big Sugar.
And they want us to be fat.
They want us to be fat. They want people to be fat.
Because yeah. Because if you don't join the military, then you're going to be fat.
I was going to say there's a surplus of like textiles and stuff, and that's why they need to make bigger clothes. So they want everybody to be fat so that they can sell all the bigger clothes and make more money in the textiles industry.
God, that makes so much sense because, like, you've got Nicaraguan children making your shirts and pants for a couple pennies a day, and you spend $80 on that shit because that's what they cost. Like, there's nothing cheaper.
Ugh. Yeah, and those poor Nicaraguan children they think they're stitching like a blanket for a family of 4, but really it's just like a giant gangster Bugs Bunny t-shirt. And you're just...
But then there's that one that can kind of speak English and they just write help on the tag. Of that gangster Bugs t-shirt.
You're not gonna notice. That shit'll, you throw it in the washer and that little cry for help is gone.
I ripped the tag off immediately.
It's uncomfortable. Fuck tags.
Yeah, fuck tags. Why even put it on?
Annoying.
Stitch it into the shirt itself if you truly want to cry for help, you little bastard.
Damn.
In this day and age,
Yeah.
It's rough to be a Nicaraguan child that has to pay for his father's cigarette addiction.
Yeah. Even though they can grow tobacco natively in Nicaragua, they have great cigars, I think. They make some really good cigars. Maybe. The only thing I know about Nicaragua is based off of what I know of Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker.
Oh.
Because that's the extent of my Nicaraguan fucking knowledge.
So you know that in the early 80s and 90s that the United States funded the Contra paramilitary group to overthrow the Nicaraguan government.
Yep, yeah.
And they used Nicaragua to manufacture crack cocaine, which they distributed into the ghettos of the major cities in the 90s so they could fund the Nicaraguan terrorist group.
Yeah.
I believe that was also the Metal Gear thing. I mean, that more than likely.
Yeah. I think so. They
Contra.
Yeah, with Hot Coldman, and
Yeah, hot.
he was like a quote unquote CIA operative
La
with
CIA.
yeah. That was a good game. That was a great
That was
game.
a good game. Very, you know, it had it right back then. After it had been exposed for like 10 plus years.
For what it was.
But it, you know,
the art style was dope.
You know, it got us thinking about stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Whew. And their cigars look damn good. I'll say that.
That's back to the root. Is they make some damn good cigars. And that's why we needed them. That's why Big Tobacco needed them.
Big Tobacco, the sister company of Big Sugar, who I think they work hand in hand, you know. If they could use sugar to sweeten tobacco products, they definitely would, right?
Wasn't that kind of like one of the main points of Thank You for Lying? Was that those companies were all like in bed with each other?
Oh, Thank You for Smoking?
Thank You for Smoking, yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
dude,
it was
movie
basically
so
Thank You
good.
for Lying, but...
Yeah, basically. But, yeah, I think so. That was the main point of it, was that the alcohol, tobacco, firearms trio, that it was all just one big fucking elitist group of rich motherfuckers who deal in death. I think that, yeah, at the end of the movie, they were like, oh, yeah, it's reformed to include, like, there was, like, sugar and oil and, what was the other? There was, like, a couple of major industries that are fucking just terrible. Yeah, that was a damn good movie, though.
Because they'll kill us if we do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've already got fucking, like, Chinese hitmen out for us for what we say every time we talk about China. So.
Oh, so we need to get Russian hitmen out for us, is what you're saying.
Yeah, Russia, and then eventually we'll get American hitmen, and then we'll be killed, and then our podcast will finally take off, and everybody be like, oh, yeah, these are the two guys who got fucking murked by the American government for speaking the truth too hard, and that's our claim to fame. But, you know, we'll be dead, so we won't be able to reap any of the benefits or the sweet Patreon money or anything like that.
Hopefully by then we'll be able to cash in on Scumbag Beyond and be far out of their reach.
We'll be in fucking outer space by then, baby. We've got tickets to Mars. And then what are they going to do? Kill the first residents of Mars for being too truthful? Yeah, right. Elon's not going to allow that. Elon's a big fan of the show. He's not going to let us fail.
We have an episode on deck, actually, with Elon Musk that we recorded about 6 months ago. We were still kind of in our infancy, even though... But he saw something in us. He told us, you wait, you hold on to that episode. The world's not ready for it yet. And, yeah, you're still not ready for it now. You're barely ready for the Justice Archipelago arc.
That's right.
That's our gift to you. That's our gift to mankind.
They won't know. Once this Elon episode drops, people are going to be like, holy shit. But, yeah, he's right. They're not ready. They're not ready for the kind of truths that are unveiled.
The Wright brothers, they had that airplane thing. People weren't ready for that yet. Leonardo da Vinci, he also had that airplane thing that was like a spinny screw. But people weren't ready for that yet either.
No, they were
They're
not.
still not ready.
Nope. I want them to. That fucking machine, it looks awesome. It's so cool.
Hindenburg, he had a blimp. Blimps are so fucking cool. Like, it
Blimps
sucks so much that they're super flammable. Because, man, Could you imagine, like, instead of just an ocean liner cruise, you go on a cruise on a blimp?
Dude, yeah. You're just hanging out in the sky, but it's like a luxury cruise liner.
Maybe not so much, like, pure hydrogen on board. Maybe a little less of that. I mean, it doesn't matter. Pure oxygen would be bad, too.
Yeah. But, you know, I think they're so dope.
Cool. Oh, the humanity.
Yeah.
That's where that line came from, was the Hindenburg disaster. Oh, the humanity, but in like a transatlantic accent.
Oh, I can't do one.
I
I'm
can't
not gonna
either.
pretend like I know how
Kudos
to
to
do
the people that I know what it sounds like, but kudos to the people that can actually like mimic it.
Yeah. I'm really bad with accents, dude. I wish I was better. Like,
Give me your best accent right now.
Do my best accent?
Yeah. Don't be racist.
Oh shit. Well, that righto. Chad, my British
call.
accent's
Good
probably
call.
my best. Or if I do Australian.
That's
Maybe.
New Zealand, you fucking racist
That's New
bastard.
Zealand. The dirty Kiwi.
A
I don't
dirty
fucking know.
Kiwi.
I need to do like voice work, honestly. Like I actually practice fucking shit like that, but whatever, you know.
Yeah, it's really hard.
Yeah.
I do
all
a pretty
the voice
good American
actors
accent,
have all the
Midwest American accent.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You slap your... You've been here 2 hours and you've been ready to leave for an hour and a half, so you slap your thighs and you're like, well, guess I'm gonna head out. And then you spend another 30 minutes talking while you're awkwardly, like, in between the door to leave.
Yeah.
But, like, they don't want to stop talking, so you keep talking to be polite. And then, like, oh, look at the time, I gotta get going, sorry. Thanks for the chat. Oh, well, text me later. And they will too. They will text you all about it. Whatever the fuck it is they want to talk about. That's the Midwest way. Mm-hmm. But that Midwest goodbye, that's a thing. That's a real thing.
Yeah, it really is. And it, like, when I'm caught in it, I know it's happening. But then at the same time, I'm like, you know, whatever. What am I in a hurry to leave? Like, come on. Life is only happening now. You know what I mean?
Like, oh, yeah, I really am interested in your daughter's birth.
Please describe in detail how much your daughter was screaming as she was... Wait, no. With your daughter giving birth or your daughter being birthed?
Both.
Either way,
That... God damn it. Whoops. I just exposed
Either
the
way.
Midwest lie. It doesn't always have to be
Whatever.
that way, you know.
It
There's not
doesn't.
as much
It doesn't have to
incest
be
as you
that way.
think.
There's not. At least not in the Midwest. That's more of a, like, Southeast America kind of thing.
Yeah,
Or,
southeast.
Yeah. I think Alabama is the one. Alabama's the biggest.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The number one.
Roll Tide.
Ancestors.
Roll Tide, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
I say just let Texas secede. Just let them do it.
Right?
Fuck it, why
Dude,
not?
Fucking let them.
They wouldn't
Let 'em
be.
go.
They wouldn't be Mexico. They wouldn't be the United States. Just let them do their thing.
Right? Yeah. They're not hurting anybody.
Don't tread
Like,
on me.
They have their own power grid. They'll be okay.
Yeah, they'll be fine. They're great.
Yeah. Yeah.
More power to them.
Exactly. More power to them. I don't know if I mentioned I lived in Texas for like almost a year during 7th grade.
That's
in
all it
7th
takes to
grade.
claim to that you're Texan, full-blooded.
Yeah.
You just have to live there for a short period of time and let it overtake every aspect of your life.
See, I actively resisted it though when I was living there. I don't know, I hated Texas the whole time. And then I left, and then after I left I was like, oh, I really should have like appreciated it more. We were in like an actual house with a decent sized yard, and there was like a garage that had an upstairs part that like me and my brother were gonna move into because like we lived in a nice house, but it was only like a 2-bedroom house technically, and all the kids slept. It was like me, my brother, my sister, and oh yeah, we had both of my 2 younger brothers too. All 5 kids in like one room. And so me and my older brother were going to like move into the upstairs garage. It had like a finished upstairs part that was kind of nice, you know. And we never did because we were
You hear
lazy
that?
Children.
Woke liberals want to take your bedrooms away. That's all I hear.
I didn't realize it at the time, but yeah, it was probably woke liberals who were stopping us from doing it.
They absolutely
I just didn't
were.
know. Me and my brother were just ants carrying a leaf, but we didn't even realize that woke liberals were putting us in putting a Tupperware box over our head. And like we couldn't conceptualize that shit.
No, you can't. You're just children.
I'm just children.
5 children all sleeping in the same room together.
In the same room with our PlayStation 2. That was
all you needed.
It was all we needed, honestly. It was pretty good. It was a nice, you know, I didn't take it full advantage of fucking the shit that I could have done while I lived in Texas. I was too, like, you know, sad about leaving Louisiana at the time. That
Also
I was
sad
like,
about
oh,
the
fuck
woke liberals
Texas.
stealing your childhood.
Yeah. That was the main thing, was the woke liberals that had me down. And they were like, you gotta... I don't know. I don't know what woke liberalism was at the time.
They were holding you down
at that
as a
time.
child and telling you what? Is this an expose?
I don't think the word woke was like a thing back then, dude. This was...
No, back then you had to get all your political bias from Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, it was just Rage Against the Machine, and then whatever the folks in EverQuest Online Adventures were doing and talking about. That was
probably talking
where I
about
got all
Rage
my
Against
politics.
the Machine. They were a powerhouse of a group.
Yeah, they were. They were great. I think my brother had a wallet that was Rage Against the Machine. That was their...
That they
whatever album
ironically
it
held
was
their
that-
money in.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like the, you know, how ironic it was that like all of Nirvana's merch, and that was like the exact opposite of what Kurt Cobain was preaching to people, you know?
It was.
Yeah. Against the consumerism and the fucking...
Woke liberalism. That's why he blew his brains out.
That's why he blew his brains out. It was the woke liberals. He was looking at himself in the mirror and he was like, would I look good with blue hair? No, but I'd look good with a fucking shotgun shell in my head.
Would I look good with red? Yes. Oh, that poor... Oh, God. I always think of that, there's this video of him and Courtney Love, and they're both obviously super high on heroin. Like, Courtney Love isn't wearing any pants at all throughout the whole thing. But they, like, are just interacting with each other while super high on heroin. And it was like, yeah, makes sense.
Makes sense, man.
I mean, very sad, but, like, I can see that kind of, mental
That was
health.
the rock star life,
That
dude.
was. Burnout.
Heroin
Better
was
to burn out than
huge.
fade away.
Yeah. It's so weird, dude. Like, I'm hearing about these, bunch of, like, rock stars who are getting hit with, like, Me Too shit and, like, sexual abuse allegations and
That
shit
was
like
the
that. And
norm.
it's like,
That was normal.
yeah, I think about it and I'm like, wasn't that just, like, the rock star life to kind of just fuck groupies and move on and, like, not
Pay
have
attention
any
to what their ages
emotion.
were or anything
Yeah.
like that. Feed them a bunch of drugs.
Yeah, like, wasn't that the rock star lifestyle? But
Nowadays,
Yeah,
that doesn't
no.
fly. Or, I mean, it probably does. You just don't hear about
Mm-hmm.
it as being the rock star lifestyle.
no, that's I can't think of any like big rocks. Like rock music isn't like it's not a thing anymore. Nobody gives a
No.
shit what Led Zeppelin's doing or
I mean,
Fucking-
nowadays it's all the hip hop stuff.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, and I don't follow it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big hip hop head. I don't know anything about hip hop, so I can't say what the
can't
rap
either.
game is about.
Other than
So-
what my younger brother like tells me of it, but even then, it's still like it's just to me now as an older man. It's like these kids are just burning themselves out and dying.
yeah,
I mean, in the hip hop side especially, there's a lot of rivalry. You know, if you're like a rapper in Chicago that comes from this one block, then you're obviously going to have beef with another rapper from Chicago that lives on a block a couple, miles away, just because that's the way
Yeah.
it is.
which sucks. That's too bad.
I mean,
that
it
it's
used to just
that,
be
you
East
know?
Coast, West Coast, but now it's like in the same city.
Yeah,
You'll have that
man,
discrepancy.
that's brutal. Fuck. You're big on Xanax too, right?
Yeah, Xannies. I'd be Zanny popping.
Xannies. Mm-hmm.
I'd be Zanny dropping. Yeah.
It's no good. It's no good. Those barbiturates, man. I have my own issues with anxiousness and things like that. But luckily, I've never got into the Xanax kind of shit because like I know how I am. I would get way too into it and I'd start fucking snorting them and shit, and that's no good.
Yeah, and drinking with them, that's pretty bad too. And that's also part of the life,
Man, yeah.
Getting that expensive alcohol.
Yeah, and I'm not even a rapper, so it would be embarrassing if somebody found me overdosed on Xannies, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this fucking nobody overdosed on Xannies." Like, you didn't even have an album that wasn't that popular or
He was
anything.
also drinking lean on the reg too. And he didn't have a rap album.
Just a couple of empty bottles of Robitussin, and that's how they'd find me, dude. That's how they'd find me. My cat eating my face off, like.
Yeah. Just food for the worms.
Yup. Oh man. This is a dark episode, dude. This was
We must be coming to the season finale. We're hitting that the Conspiracy Outpost pretty hard right now.
yeah.
It all started with Contra and 9/11.
With 9/11, bro. We never really got to the bottom of 9/11.
No,
That's-
we never did. We never got to the top of it either, but that's a lot of information to cover.
Ayo. Because you can't.
Because you can't.
Because you can't climb to the top of the towers is what I mean.
Because Bill Clinton and George W. Bush are hiding the
Yep.
black tapes.
Yep. Of who really did 9/11. You know who I suspect? Fucking Snoopy from the Peanuts. Nobody's
I thought you
talked
were gonna
about
say
him.
The United States of America.
I mean, them too. They who else funded?
I mean,
fucking
Snoopy is,
but
yeah, he is U.S. citizen.
Nobody's questioned Snoopy in a while. You know, that's a bit sus to me.
It is.
I feel like people have to come at you with, like, hard questions like, where were you the morning of September 11, 2001? And if you can't give them a solid answer...
And where's
like,
Woodhouse? He was on the plane with
them.
him.
Where's Woodhouse? Yup. I feel like he was flying one of the other planes. He was... But he couldn't reach the pedals. And that's why the plane went down to the field. And he...
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's been 20 years. You can joke about it.
Yeah, you're right. It's been 20 years. We're not... There's no, like, 9/11 misinformation tag that we're gonna get. We just have to not mention COVID.
China flu.
China. This is for that one executive at Spotify who has to listen to all the episodes and be like, hey, are they spreading COVID misinformation? Let's label it.
You don't understand is that the woke liberal media wants you to believe it was the China flu. Just to make us look stupid.
Speaking of, I've watched some like red pill YouTube video shit from like Daily Wire and stuff.
Oh, nice.
Brett Cooper, she's a cutie pie, bro. She's cute. I will say that. And it gave me the idea to like write a movie in the style of like the late aughts, early 2010s movies of like Sex Drive and like Miss March and stuff. Oh. I Love You, Beth Cooper was one of them, but we rewrite it and call it I Love You, Brett Cooper, and it's about
Jesus.
It's about the chick from the Daily Wire, and we. You know, my thought for the movie was like two guys start a podcast, and eventually they just go super hardcore red pill to get her attention. And then once she gets their attention, not us, not
our write-ins or anything.
Not us. We're not gonna. I mean, maybe we'll star in the movie and write it and produce it, but it won't be about us. But you know, we have a podcast and it goes hardcore right wing to get her attention, and then like, you know, we do a collab with Daily Wire. And we start making a bunch of money. And then, like, the twist in the movie is that, like, during the events of the movie, we realize that we're gay. And, yeah. And then we have to, like, I don't know, hide it as we continue to be these hardcore right-wing dudes. But, like...
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I see. So we're pushing the liberal agenda on a right-wing... Yeah, like
it'd be
source.
secretly. But
we're both having an affair with what's her name? But we're also gay, so we're not enjoying it. Gay. But we're doing it to keep up airs. Oh, I see. I see where this is going. And at the end, we have Benedict Cumberbatch doing his Doctor Strange thing, and he opens up his third eye, and that's the third red pill. It's the reddest pill of all.
And then we realized that we were actually men
we were
going
red pill
our
the
own
whole
way.
time, even though we were trying to push a liberal agenda. It'd
that
be a feel-good story.
Yeah. And it's about accepting yourself as a homo while you're also like hardcore conservative. Like,
and we adopt a retarded black child that's really good at football. Yeah. And then
we enroll him or her, because we won't gender it.
Or both.
Into They
would be trans.
They would be.
And
it would be
14 years old.
And
it would be a whole thing. It's like they want to play on the boys' football team, but they identify as a girl, and we should probably not go into sexual identity here at the end of Conspiracy Outpost. Love who you love. It's a different island. Be who you want to be. Yeah, it's a different island. We're probably not going to get to that one.
We're probably going to skip that one.
Yeah, much like Rape Island. We're just not going to touch it.
Anyway, look out for that movie that we're making soon. That was
It'll be very on the nose in the previews what it's gonna be. It's gonna give away the ending, and probably not the first preview, but like the second to last one. It's gonna give away the whole plot.
Yeah,
and it'll only have the best jokes in it.
It won't be the teaser. Yeah. But we just got to figure out the crazy, which character puts on the crazy mascot outfit, and then goes on the DVD
Yes,
cover.
that's a Midwest Scumbag, because it's a Midwest Scumbag production. So there's got to be at least one character that wears the outfit.
Yeah, I'm thinking a like some sort of silly cornstalk.
Yeah, played by Matthew McConaughey.
The voice, it'd be the voice of Matthew McConaughey. Yeah.
It'd be Matthew McConaughey, but as his character in Dazed and Confused.
It's really a spiritual sequel to Dazed and Confused, is what the movie is.
Except not woke liberal media culture. It'd be the exact opposite of that. That's what we promise you.
I'm glad I could flesh that out. We'll talk more about how to end the movie and what the final twist will be, or if there is a final twist. But
we'll find that out next time on Midwest Scumbag.
That's right. Until then, everybody, stay exactly how you are. Don't change. Don't let them change you.
Because they're gonna try.
They're gonna try. They really are. Anyway, enjoy this fucking outro or something.
Yeah.
On deck, you scabrous dogs! Hands to brace! Let go and hold the run free!
See you tonight, Muscle Man.